The following program is rated mature. It may contain strong, coarse language, violence, and other mature content not appropriate for children under 17. The views expressed in this program may not represent those of this cable station or its employees.
It's 9 o'clock on a Friday night, so grab a seat and you just might see something really great. You've got the time, it's not too late to watch a show that will give you laughs and chills and thrills. There's nothing that they haven't tried, 'cause everything tastes great when it's deep fried. So lock your doors and sit right down. There is no better place to go, 'cause it's time for the Not So Late Show.
So it just so happens, shortly before the show, Pat was injured actually. He's off recovering now. And then right as the show was about to start, we had Doug filling in here. Doug injured himself right before the show,
It's the craziest thing.
So we have signed the Christmas tree to a one-day talent contract to fill in as our third co-host on the show.
Let's hope he can make the save on this one.
Yes, let's hope. So before the show we were talking about Scott Foster, who
It's Australian for beer.
Yes, no, I keep saying it like that because I keep thinking of Scott Sterling.
So if you don't know what Scott Sterling is,
Huh?
please, for the love of God, go to YouTube after the show and look up Scott Sterling. That's all.
Or if you have DVR, just pause this and go there now and then come back. You
Or
can do that too.
You heard that.
It's not like they can wait for a commercial break. We don't have any commercial breaks. This show
We should make
brought to you
commercials.
by Jay and Pat and not me.
And a Christmas tree.
Bob,
Our third string host.
rule number 1, don't eat on TV. Don't care.
What's rule number 2? Don't drink? Cheers. Up your skirt.
Yep. All right, so if you're into sports, if you're not into sports, if you're on Twitter, you have seen the name Scott Foster. So what happened last night was the first two goalies for the Blackhawks, who were actually the backup, and then the third string backup, both got injured either before the game and then with 14 minutes left in the third period.
Huh. What do you do that for?
Groin muscle, something like that. So, backup to the backup to the backup, Scott
Sterling.
Scott Sterling. No, Scott
Scott
Foster.
Sterling Foster.
Scott Sterling Foster.
Foster.
Rec league goalie in Chicago goes into an NHL game versus the Winnipeg Jets playing for the Blackhawks with 14 minutes left. Nails it. 7 out of 7 saves, no goals allowed. And it was hilarious. In the post-game interview, it's great. I get such a kick out of that because it's like his day job. Literally, his day job is as an accountant. It's like the most. It's completely unassuming, right? Like, oh, what'd you do last night, Scott? I stopped 7 out of 7 in the third period for the Blackhawks. Good one. No, really, what'd you do? Oh.
Yeah,
So
I was sitting down doing my taxes, and all of a sudden I got a phone call.
yeah. Meanwhile,
Get your ass here now.
Meanwhile, his boss is like, that's great. Get your ass back on the 10-key, tax man. Anyways. Aw. So, what'd you do this past week? You do that every week, though. It's like pinching in your brain. Only one of us can have something in their mouth at one time. Just good. Fine. That way, one of us can clearly talk and articulate.
Your rules. Don't blame me.
All right, fine. Sterling!
Oh,
Anything at all? No, nothing?
I don't think so.
You ran into me at Job Lot.
I did run into you at Ocean State.
Wait,
That
at
was very-
Torrington?
Yeah. Rob got lost.
Wait,
I found him.
were you,
And
what,
I
what, were you
set him-
taking a lunch over at Ocean State?
They do have food.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Just kind of like feeling it out because you don't have one in Bristol?
We've had one in Bristol for like 25 years.
Oh, you just wanted some foreign cookies then.
See.
All right, well, that makes sense. I had a craving for Oreos yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've still wanted a Big E cream puff for like last 3 days now.
I'm not stopping you.
The Big E is, though.
Sons of bitches. Sons of bitches. Let's see, what have I done?
What have you done? You started playing a new video game, I know that.
Oh my, Far Cry
5.
5. Far Cry 5. So, for those of you who don't know, the Far Cry video game series, it's one of those few video game series where it's just been good all the way freaking through.
Yeah, but all you've been doing all day is killing moose.
I see no problem with that. You can fish in that game too.
Can you kill fish too?
You can.
Oh,
That is usually the end result of fishing, unless it's catch and release.
that's true.
So, Far Cry 5, the premise of the game is you are a U.S. Marshal who is going to, with an arrest warrant for this cult leader who has, for all intents and purposes, taken over like an entire county in Montana. And then they're basically like not having any of it, and they're clearly crazy town. And you're kind of building the resistance in this because there's no way to get word in or out. And you're working with the locals to kind of retake the area and defeat the cult. Really, it is one of the most polished games I've seen from like a video and auditory sense as well. Like the sound in this game is fantastic, and it is in recent memory, it is probably the best game I've ever played.
Wow, that's saying a lot.
Yeah, I mean it's really good. So if you have PlayStation 4, Xbox One, I don't think it's on the Wii, or it's on PC too. I highly recommend it. It's really good.
Wait, what happened to PC One?
It was superseded by
next gen?
PC 2.
Ah,
Yes. Yeah. So
good.
that's pretty much it. I really don't have any other news because I've just been doing nothing but working.
and killing moose.
And killing moose. Uh-huh.
Well, that works.
No, I've killed moose,
Moose
wolf,
and squirrel.
Let's kill a moose and squirrel.
Yeah.
badger, crow,
Mushroom.
That's it so far. Oh, and deer. Yeah, there you go.
A doe.
A doe, a female deer. God dang it. Pop
You're
song.
welcome.
You pop song terrorist.
True.
It is now. It is if you have someone remix it and put a sick beat to it. We got anything crazy going on in tech news?
Yeah, I have all the stuff left over from last week.
Fantastic. What do you got?
A tree that's been very neglected. If he's going to be on TV, or she. Is it he or she?
I'm going to go with it.
I don't want to gender assume. Meg.
I don't know. I got nothing.
It does have a solid rod in the center of it, so. That's how it gets supported.
Nailed it.
Whoa.
Nailed it.
That's a lot of Brad.
That's what she said. All right. There you go.
He
All right.
wishes. Anyway. Google Duo. We have used that many times before when you're in Hawaii and I'm in a Arctic tundra, Dick.
It's
And-
basically Google's version of FaceTime.
Yeah, basically. So now you can leave voicemail.
Ooh.
Video and audio.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool. Let's see. You can record a 30-second video message, and when the person you're calling isn't picking up or decides, you can just leave the message, and then by clicking on the Leave Video Message icon when it pops up. You can't leave video messages when calling contacts who don't have the Duo app, because if they don't have the Duo app, then how the hell would you be calling them anyhow?
Right.
So there's that. And the messages that you leave are encrypted end-to-end and will disappear 24 hours after being watched.
Wow.
So it kind of has a Snapchat-esque feature behind it. But if you say
Speaking of which, I didn't realize
What
Snapchat had video calling. They have basically have FaceTime now too.
Do they?
Yeah.
Well, everybody's just jumping on the bandwagon.
Sure.
So let me ask you a question. Off of tech news, but still tech.
Is it going to be a math question?
No.
I've been answering math questions all week.
What's 2 plus 2?
I'm all out of math answers.
Okay.
I'm giving them all.
Fair enough. Is Facebook fucked?
Short term, yes. Long term, no.
Okay.
You want to know why?
I sure do.
They're going to have hearings and all that other crap. And there's going to be PP slap, and there's going to be regulations and all the rest of that. And you know what's going to happen? Everyone's going to forget about it. The public has a super short memory. You're going to get people up in arms, and they're going to be like, "I'm quitting Facebook." Until they run into that group that are too lazy to quit Facebook. They're like, "I don't care enough about my privacy." And there's going to be so many of those people still on it that in a year and a half from now, 2 years from now, that person who logged off is going to get frustrated as they can't communicate with all their friends who are too lazy to disconnect from Facebook, and then go, fine. Because people have short memories, and they're mad now, but they won't be later, because they're like, because that's human nature.
Yeah.
So short term, yes. Long term, no.
Humans are designed to forget.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
Yeah.
Now, on to a different topic. I just wanted your 2 cents on that.
Now,
What?
I will have one caveat on that.
Ooh, I don't like caviar.
If there was another competing social network,
Like MySpace, if it was still relevant.
if MySpace was still relevant and around and halfway decent, yes, Facebook would be fucked because there would be a viable alternative.
There are other social media networks like that out there, so
Yeah, but nothing with
nothing with the
the
popularity.
recognition
yeah.
of that. So, Facebook is not effed because there isn't anything out there for competing.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Today, the role of Brad will be replaced by Chinese food.
Oh God, I'm being stabbed!
Die.
Oh God, but I'm so delicious! And
So,
Chinese food.
next topic, and I'm going to get your opinion on this again.
Okay.
Steven Spielberg came out with a very, I guess you can say, profound statement. And he does not think that Netflix should be allowed to win Oscars.
I think that's stupid.
Based upon that, it should be considered television because of the platform it is, and therefore it should be considered TV movies.
I think he's being a little bit dickish classist, yeah. It's one of those things in terms of that, like, I generally feel that here's how I see it. If it is because like the media landscape's changing, if it is a singular piece that is longer, say it's longer than whatever the minimum classification for a movie is. I think it's 80 minutes or something like that, because there's like short feature.
Let's just call it feature length.
Short, yeah. If it's feature length, short film, or feature length, if it's that, it kind of classifies as Academy Award.
What is the minimum length
For
a
a
show to be
feature-length film.
considered a movie?
Plus, they do have that caveat where you have to at least run it in a theater for like a week or something.
Right, but you can get around that by just buying out a theater for a couple weeks.
Still counts as running
It does. To me, like, that single piece stuff, whether it's a documentary or otherwise, like, my general feeling is it should not be entered into both. Like, you're either classifying this as A or B. Like, you have, like, those... You have those, like, multi-part, like, here's a 10-part series. That's Emmy. But I can, I don't think they should be like, like, we've entered, the story of Twinkies for an Academy Award and for an Emmy. It's one or the other,
A modern feature is typically between 80 and 180 minutes long, but different groups have different minimum lengths to be considered a feature. The SAG, or Screen Actors Guild, definition sets the minimum length at 80 minutes, so
Right.
you were right.
Yeah.
While AFI and BFI, I don't know if that's Body Fat Index. I
American
think.
Film Institute and British Film Institute.
Body Fat Index definition call any film longer than 40 minutes a feature.
Okay.
So, kind of. Does that mean we're considered a feature?
We are.
We're 90 minutes.
Yeah, but we're a series, so we're technically
We're
eligible.
a series of awesome features.
It's true.
Thank you.
So generally, like, I can understand his reticence, but I would be a little perturbed if, like, they
Get with the times, old man.
if they entered that new movie with Jeremy Renner for an Academy Award and an Emmy. It's not both. It's one or the other. So,
So I was just curious on your thoughts on that.
because like you're really blurring the line for some of that stuff. Because traditionally, like TV is almost like been in a different class. Like, do you almost set like a budget cutoff? Like, if it's more than whatever, it's an Academy Award. If it's less than that, but then you kind of rule out like small films. It's tough. The line has been blurred.
You can't say that. They got sued for that.
What?
Blurred lines. Can't, no. Guess what? Guess what? Guess what?
Chicken butt.
What?
Chicken butt.
Guess what?
Chicken butt.
There's a new Couchcation. I'm so
Oh my
excited!
God! Where are you going?
Disney parks.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't do that while I was there, but I wish I had.
Right. Last year, Google revamped its Street View cameras to help us better map the real world, and now it's taken its technology to a much more magical land.
See what they did there.
So, as of right now, you can go on... Well, not right now. Keep watching us. But after us, or pause us on your DVR again.
Right.
Either way. You can go and explore the inside of 11 Disney parks, getting an on-the-ground glimpse of all of its castles, rides, and attractions, including the captivating Avatar-themed world of Pandora.
That's the only way you can see it.
Ooh. Basically.
Well, not the world, just the rides.
And it's gonna prove very popular when the new Star Wars area opens up next year.
Now, the interesting thing is, like, when I was down at Disney, you want to know, like, how long the waits were for those things?
3 hours?
Plus?
Another 3 hours?
Well, 3 hours plus.
Oh.
They're like 3 to 4 hours, basically.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I would never wait no, like... What would... All right,
Use the word again when you say wait in line that long.
waiting that long... Oh, again, right, yeah. Doug!
Yeah!
I'm going to ask this question just kind of globally here. Start with Jay.
Huh?
What would you wait in line... What is the minimum, like, thing you can think of that you would wait in line 3 hours for?
That I'd actually wait 3 hours for?
That's TV appropriate. I know, additional thinking required.
No, that's not appropriate either.
All right. I'm going to punt on you for a moment. Injured Pat? Is there anything you would wait in line 3 hours for?
The poor dude's a cripple over there. You gotta bug him with this?
But he's injured.
He's barely breathing.
I
am barely
What are you talking about? He's
breathing.
just going... Every time he's on the show anyways. What's the difference? How can you tell?
Ouch. I actually hurt for you, injured Pat.
You're doing it right now.
Oh, he did get you there.
Avengers.
Avengers, okay. Wait, the actual Avengers or the movie?
No, my date with Chris Evans.
Okay, but like, would you actually wait in line 3 hours to see, like, all right, say it was the very first showing of the Avengers anywhere in the world, like whatever the new movie is.
Premiere.
Yeah, premiere.
Yeah, I'd wait 3 hours.
Pat would wait 3 hours for the premiere. Anything lower than that?
No rides worth.
No. What about like the third time it's been shown in the world?
No.
Second?
No.
1.5? No.
It would have to be in the very first showing for that to actually count.
Okay, so so we've pretty much established Pat's baseline as 3 hours. He'd wait 3 hours to watch the very first showing of a new Avengers movie, so the premiere. So that's a decent level set. Jay?
See, the thing you have to understand is that I am extremely impatient.
I am too. Like, lines are my kryptonite.
Yeah, like, I can't make plans.
And I'm not making an 80s drug reference, but
no,
anyways.
I can't make plans to do something because if
No,
I
no,
do,
fine, screw you guys.
like if you said right now, I just bought you and everyone a free vacation to Hawaii, and we're going in December, I would literally hate life from now until December because I'd be so impatient because I just want it to happen in 10 minutes.
Now,
just
now
get
I know
on
how to
plane.
make frenemies.
Yeah, true that. That's my level of just like, nope, now.
No, right now.
I
What are you doing in December?
Nothing right now. But if a ticket was bought for me,
Oh, okay.
I would hate you as well until December.
And then you would adore me.
Then we would mildly tolerate.
Then you continue to mildly tolerate.
I'd let you carry my bags.
Nailed it. All right. How about from the control room? Anything in particular? Like, what's your baseline for waiting 3 hours for something? Nothing.
Just
There is
I paid off my kids to not go on kiddie rides. So not
real. Wait. All right. So, someone in the control room is.
$5 if we can skip this ride all day.
So basically, you've had kids waiting in line. Your kids waiting in line, and you've taken out your wallet, and you've been like, I will give you $5 if we can go.
Yep.
How often do they take it?
All the time.
Smart kids.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think you do know at some point they're just playing you, right? They're just gonna go find lines to stand in. What's that?
They're all too big now.
Yeah, but now that they know, they're just gonna go find lines and go stand in them.
Good, you can walk home. Bye.
You're old enough to walk home.
Yeah.
All right, Rob. Is there anything you would stand in 3 hours line
A Star
for 3
Wars
hours?
movie. He would stand for a Star Wars movie.
Considering what I have stood in line for 3 hours for, it really doesn't matter at this point.
But it does, because let me put it this way: for any of those things you stood in line for 3 hours, would you do any of those things again?
Most of them.
Really?
Yeah.
So what do you got? Like, what's the shittiest thing on that list?
Anime Boston's the shittiest thing on that list.
my
But you would stand in line for 3 hours to go to that again?
Probably not.
Okay. So what's the baseline for you there?
But that's the exception to the rule. Everything else that I already that I have, I would again.
Uh-huh.
Which is waiting for concert tickets on multiple occasions and waiting to get into air shows for the most part.
Okay, so some concert tickets and air shows. Rob is a man of patience. Doug, are you a patient man?
Also waiting to get out.
So what? So Doug's a patient man. What is kind of like you would consider like the baseline, like the least enthusiastic thing that you would still be willing to wait in line for 3 hours for?
That's a tough one. I'll usually wait for a lot of stuff. I'll wait for a lot of stuff. I
Yeah?
wait for a movie, I wait for a ride. I mean, if it really meant that much to me.
Right, but what's the thing that means the least to you that you would still do it for? What's the level of Doug waiting? Because Pat's at basically Avengers premiere. Like, Pat's at Avengers premiere level. Anything less than that, he's telling him to F off.
Yeah, way lower than that. I don't know. That's hard. Like,
A free Blizzard at Dairy Queen.
You can't have it, he'll die.
yeah, I'll die.
And an insulin shot.
I'd wait 3 hours.
Actually, food.
Is there anything food-wise you would wait 3 hours for?
There's not much food that I wait for, and I mean, like any restaurant. I mean, if we lived in a universe where it was never not crowded at some restaurant and
Uh-huh.
you had to wait 3 hours, then I guess I'd do it if you had to. But normally, I'm good with like for some reason, Texas Roadhouse, where my parents live,
Roadhouse.
constantly packed, constantly. Like,
Uh-huh.
like I have no idea, but it's constantly packed. So I'm gonna wait until the crowds die down. But well, see, they said they were gonna. I don't know. That's really, really hard. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess.
How about like a Division II football game?
Yes, I would wait. I would wait to get into that.
Doug would wait 3 hours to get into like a Division II football game.
Yeah, like
Okay.
a Southern Connecticut football game.
Like Southern Connecticut?
State, yeah, something like that. I would definitely wait to do that. Yes.
I think they probably do that to like drag the drunk band members off the field so that they can get people into the stands. I think that actually does happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough to think of a good example, but I would wait for many, many things.
Okay.
I would absolutely wait.
Right. Okay.
Movie premiere is a definite.
Trying to think for myself. Stuff I have waited for, like the rocket launch down at Cape Canaveral. Waiting for that. That I would do again. Entertainment wise, that's my baseline. That's actually a good baseline.
Waiting for a rocket to launch?
Yes.
And that's the minimum?
Yeah.
God damn.
What?
You have high standards.
Yeah, I do.
Huh.
Says the guy who's like, I wouldn't wait for a trip for Hawaii.
Oh, I will, because
Yeah.
I don't have a choice.
Right.
But I would hate life until it actually happened.
Okay, well, there you go. All right, so that's interesting. What else we got in tech news?
I don't know. Have you ever heard of Duolingo?
Yes, I actually have it on my phone. I haven't really used it much.
So what is it?
It is a app designed to help you learn another language.
Correct. Right now on Duolingo,
Which I'm opening right now.
you can learn Klingon.
What?
They have added the Klingon language to Duolingo.
Okay, I'm changing it from Spanish.
Well,
Doug would
you've had
not
to
wait
wait
for
for
that.
quite some time for this, so.
Korean, Italian, Portuguese, Dutch, Esperanto, Ukrainian, Polish, Welsh, Vietnamese, Swahili.
I think it's a beverage company, isn't it?
Where? Are you sure it's on here?
Yeah.
How could I tell? Like, I don't see any Klingon, and I know what it looks like.
Might be in simplified. They probably can't use the Klingon symbol because it's trademarked by Paramount, and they hold on to their shit like it's who knows what.
What's?
New pussycat.
Oh. Nope, that's.
Oh.
All right, hold on. All right, keep going.
All right. So it's there. They said it's there. Maybe it's not on Apple yet, but I don't know. But I don't have it, so I can't really look. But however, and it's for free as well. So that's it. Might just be on the website. See if you can get on their website and look.
It's released in beta.
Oh, that's not bad. Oh, all right. So I should have read another paragraph, and then I would have saved you a lot of hassle. So Klingon language course for free via the Duolingo website. It'll be made available on the iOS and Android apps at a later date. So it might be in beta.
Right.
So my apologies on that. And it's actually under license by CBS Consumer Products, so they actually can use the symbol for Klingon.
That's
Very
fantastic.
cool. Let's see. This is not the first conlang, as they like to call it, or convention language. I'm guessing?
Sure.
Sure. Because you can currently access both Esperanto and High Valerian, which are from Game of Thrones. So you can learn those languages if you so choose.
This feels like something for people with way too much time.
It's something, though.
Esperanto's an actual language. William Shatner made a movie in it.
William Shatner
Really?
did a lot of things.
And he made it in a movie entirely spoken in Esperanto.
Huh.
So, like we said, Star Trek.
Well, how the hell about that? And the best thing about this is that the language, the whole thing for their thing was put together by their volunteer system.
Which is pretty cool.
It is. Let's see. So the project manager actually said, quote, through an I wish it was like that. Through an application process, we carefully vet the volunteer contributors to ensure their skill level and commitment to the project needs. Then our team of language learning experts, linguistics PhDs, because evidently they have those, and tech staff help review the courses and provide QA and testing.
Wow.
So because of the core of the language of itself, it had some quirks that they had to work around.
Uh-huh.
They had to adjust the platform to compensate for apostrophes in the middle of words.
Okay.
Because the Klingon language does have
Apostrophe. Right.
apostrophes in the middle.
Well, what about Hawaiian?
I don't. They might not offer Hawaiian.
Really?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Well, find out.
It's on stuff.
Well, find out.
All right, I'm looking.
No, you're not.
Stop yelling at me.
No, do it faster.
Ah.
Also, Klingon has case sensitivity, which means that if one letter is capitalized and another and different word it's not capitalized, it can have two completely different meanings. Mm-hmm. Kind of like our stupid English language, where read and read, but they're spelled the same and there's no any difference whatsoever. But hey, what the hell can you do?
Nothing on Duolingo yet.
See,
There are actually there are people commenting that they're like, there's Klingon but not Hawaiian. On the
But
commentary.
now that they made the platform for Klingon,
Yeah.
it'll be a lot easier to integrate Hawaiian into it because of their use of apostrophes.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, there's actually a lot in people on here going, why don't we do Hawaiian? And people are like, who wants to contribute? And they're like, crickets. There you go.
It's because all the Hawaiians are just over in Hawaii just enjoying life and not giving a shit about Duolingo.
There you go.
So let's see. So National Geographic has a new show that they're putting out, not like a Broadway show.
National Geographic's putting out.
Yeah.
All right.
Nat Geo's finally putting out.
Uh-huh.
And it's a very immersive experience to the point where they actually had to design and make their own space projection helmets.
Go on.
So in order to do this, and I read the story, it's probably a couple weeks ago now, you actually have to put on a harness. And by put on, I mean staff members have to put a harness on you.
So this isn't something you... So, like, if I turn to National Geographic, like, to this while it's on, like, people aren't going to break down my door and, like, start harnessing me up or something, are they?
Well, they might.
Okay, well, you never know.
But this sounds more like along the lines of like an IMAX experience. So they put the harness on you, and then they put this fully encapsulating space helmet on.
I think this is what they told horses right before they started racing them.
Sure is. So we're going to start
We're
racing
going to put a harness
humans.
on you, and we're going to put this thing so you can't see out of the sides. Then we're going to whip you, and you're going to run fast.
That's right. So the name of the show is One Strange Rock. And
Starring Will Smith.
it is. And they just didn't want this to be another virtual reality experience. So that was the thing. So
And yet it turned out being one.
yeah, so from the outside it looks like a replica NASA space helmet.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. And One Strange Rock, as the show itself, is focused on astronauts and their view of Earth. But on the inside it has all the...
From space!
But on the inside you actually have all the equipment necessary for a personal theatrical experience.
You mean a screen?
Well, think of it as a mini OmniMax cinema experience.
So you mean any VR glasses?
Yes, almost.
Mm-hmm.
But
And
this, I believe, has the audio inside too.
like all VR, like the Oculus Rift or the HTC Vive?
No.
Because
Each helmet...
things,
Each
reasons, things,
Each.
stuff,
No.
VR.
Hug the tree. Each helmet...
It's pokey.
It is. Each helmet features a tiny 720p laser projector paired together with a fisheye lens. Together, they shoot a properly proportional image onto a curved visor. The surface is also transmissive, so anyone outside of your helmet can actually see what you're seeing. And as for audio, that's handled by a speaker built into the harness.
This sounds like they try to build their own VR goggles really, really complicated and in a much less technically impressive fashion than stuff that's already on the market in a consumer grade level. Nailed it! Nailed it.
Nail gun.
Pat, have you tried VR yet?
Don't, it's scary. You don't know what's
It's
real and
actually
fake.
pretty GD amazing.
Not that interested in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
VR's gonna go away just like 3D TVs.
No.
I still have a 3D
No.
TV.
Yeah.
No, diabetes. No cookie.
So do I have a 3D ready TV. I also have 4K TV.
Oh.
4K is not going away.
I have 4K 3D.
If anything, it's going to go to 8K.
I know.
Like 8K or 8, comma, K?
Hey, a little bit of both.
Oh, cool.
You know what I'm upset about though?
What?
Lord of the Rings will not come out in 4K.
Why not?
They're just not gonna do it. It was not shot for it. It was not CG for it. It wasn't anything for it.
They re-render that shit.
They're not gonna do it.
Believe me, it was shot in 4K.
There's like 9,000 minutes of video.
They
you
shot
have to
that
redo.
thing on red. It was shot in 4K.
They're not coming out with a 4K version.
Until they get the right price.
And then
How do you think they projected
maybe
on the screen? They didn't
will.
project that thing in 2K.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
In theater?
No, I'm kidding. I don't know.
Peter Jackson's just jerking you around.
Yeah, they said they're not gonna come out with a 4K version.
When did they say that?
About a year ago.
Yeah, they'll change their tune. They'll come out with a 4K version. Anyways, It'll happen. I'll bet you $1.
I'll bet you a copy of Lord of the Rings in 4K.
Ooh. That's an interesting bet.
Wait a minute. Wait.
There's no way for me to win that one.
No, there isn't. Yes. Yes, no, I don't want discs. Screw that noise. I bet you $1 within 2 years they will come out with a version of Lord of the Rings in 4K.
Not The Hobbit.
They'll probably come out with that too.
I'm just saying, just not The Hobbit.
The Hobbit will probably
What?
be first just because it's newer.
Yeah,
2 years?
2 years.
How about we make it 2 Christmas seasons?
Okay, so this Christmas and next Christmas?
Yes.
Okay.
So by Christmas of 19?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so what I want you to do is in your phone right now.
I'm not going to have this. Oh, it'll still carry over.
Yeah, exactly. Go into your calendar and Christmas Day 2019 put, do I owe Pat $1? Yeah, that's not fun though. Be like, why the hell did I put this? All right, just put LOTR 4K question mark.
Oh,
Reminders.
Give Pat $1.
Scheduled. Not today.
Not tomorrow.
Scheduled. Add one.
December 25th, 2019.
Lord
It's LOTR.
Yeah, LOTR.
in 4K.
Or in 4K.
Alarm.
Hi, everyone.
Oh
You're
shit.
going to alarm it too?
This is going to take a while. And I broke it.
Aw.
You can't just do like a day before.
December 25th at 8 a.m.
What is Christmas Day on 2019?
Wednesday.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Okay, what else we got? I owe Pat $1. Done. Reminder. Anything else in tech news?
Yeah, I just have an itch.
Okay. Is it for more tech news? Because it's dead air right now.
I am itching for more tech news.
I think they all are.
A new test could tell us whether AI has common sense. They've actually made a test for common sense. Not for
Okay.
sentience, just common sense.
Okay, and what is that?
So, there's a lot of virtual assistants and chatbots out there and everything.
Because common sense is a catch-all term that people like to use when they can't define what something is, or when they want someone or something to agree with them in their point of view.
Why does he have to ruin everything I do?
I'm just saying.
Why?
It's not a scientific term.
Is it something I did?
It is.
Did I say something?
You did.
Damn it.
Well, I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Probably not. Mm-hmm. And the reason they don't have a lot of common sense because machine learning relies on specific situations that they've encountered before, rather than using broader knowledge to answer a question.
You mean they rely on how humans learn?
Well, basically.
Humans aren't born with, like,
I have it.
oh God, maybe I shouldn't do that. It's all based on previous knowledge. Like, you are running around when I promise you at some point pretty much every kid has run into a wall. And that's when you learn.
Don't
Walls
run into
are hard surfaces. Hard surfaces hurt when you remove them at fast speeds. Yeah. Go on.
Don't touch the hot stove.
Pretty much.
Oh, balls. Okay. So
There.
there's researchers at the Allen Institute for AI, or
Allen!
the
Allen!
AI2.
Alan.
And they've
Alan.
devised
Steve.
not Steve.
No, not the. All right.
And they've devised
Two people at home know what I'm talking about.
I do.
Two people at home and two people here.
What was the name of the skit though?
Animals talking or something.
Animal Crackers.
That's it.
So they've now. Well, that too.
It's animal crackers.
They've created.
It's something.
So they've devised a new test called the ARC Reasoning Challenge, and it can test an artificial intelligence on its understanding of the way our world operates. That's right. The test asks basic multiple choice questions that draw from general knowledge. So one example Stop breaking nature. One such question is which.
Nature was broken when I got it. Thanks, parrot generation.
That's true. Which item below is not made from a material grown in nature? The possible answers are a cotton shirt, a wooden chair, a plastic spoon, or a grass basket.
Technically, all of them.
Not kind of, sort of.
Well, I mean, plastic is from from life forms that were basically created into oil through time and temperature. So technically, they were all created from nature.
I want you to go out right now and just dig into the earth and just dig up plastic and make something out of it.
That probably won't be too. That probably won't be too difficult. Yeah. Not to mention it.
If machine learning can successfully pass the challenge, it would mean that the system has a grasp on the common sense that no AI currently possesses.
But that's what I mean. Common sense. It's like you can reasonably make an argument that way, and they're like, wrong.
What are you doing to that poor tree?
I am making this so that it occupies a maximum amount of space, so it looks like a proper tree, rather than an abomination.
No, what you're doing is...
Leave our $4 tree alone.
I'm fixing your tree.
What you're doing is you're screwing with all of our viewership at 1 in the morning that are high as a kite.
Uh-huh.
And you're making them think that was a huge pot plant.
That's half the fun.
It's true.
Uh-huh. Go on.
Just make like you're smoking it next to see if you can really dick with their heads.
That's all right.
Anyway. Xbox One news.
I have one of... Good Xbox One news, everyone.
So many TVs...
Horrible impression.
Yeah, it is.
Good news. Good Xbox One news, everyone.
You're getting better. Many TVs have what's called a game mode. So it'll...
A game mode?
A game mode, yeah. No, game mode.
Oh, I was like, what?
You ass!
I was like, I have never heard of this. Go on.
So what the game mode does in most TVs, it disables image processing to reduce the lag, because when you're shooting a 12-year-old in their basement, you don't want to lag, so they teabag you and then laugh at you.
Virtually, in the game engine.
Yeah, how else would you do it?
Anyway.
Why, do you play video games like in the middle of your street or something? That's just odd.
Anyways.
So, what Xbox, or Microsoft's, well, it's Xbox, screw it. So, through a
One of
bevy...
them their game companies.
That's right. So, through a bevy of upcoming Xbox One updates, there is going to be an auto-low latency. Yeah, easy for me to say.
Mm-hmm.
Auto-low latency mode.
Fancy.
So, with compatible TVs, there are some Samsung models that qualify right now. The
it's
Xbox...
compatible.
The Xbox is actually going to talk to the TV and automatically turn on the game mode.
Okay.
So you're not going to have to go through menus, go to this mode, that mode, and anything else.
Aww.
You broke it.
A little bit.
So all that's going to happen is the Xbox is going to be like, you, TV, game mode now. And we're like, and they're going to go into game mode, then you can play. And then once you turn the Xbox off, it's going to be like, as you were. And it's just going to go back to its regular picture crunching mode.
Regularly scheduled... I don't know. I hate how you get TVs out of the box now, and they have like that picture smoothing turned on and all the other crap. It's like, why are you making all of my movies look like soap operas? Stop that! And then you got to dig in through the settings and figure out where the hell they hid that. Grumpy old man problem.
Grumble, grumble, grumble.
Grumble, grumble, robble, robble.
Yeah. So that's...
Have you upgraded to 4K yet, Pat?
Just said I have a 4K TV.
Yeah, you stupid head.
Have I upgraded my memory yet, Pat? Okay, start. Nope.
So the update's going to arrive later this year.
In the face!
Nope.
What was it on the camera? Oh, you son of a bitch.
Brad's
I'm more mad at you than I am at Pat now.
Brad's now legally blind. But that update's going to arrive in 2018. And it's also going to enable variable refresh rates for the Xbox One S and X that are hooked up to PC monitors that support the AMD FreeSync abilities.
'Cause I'm free syncing.
Walmart.
Yes, I've been there. I've seen people of Walmart. I wish I hadn't. I wouldn't wait 3 hours in line there.
It
tell you that much.
makes my self-esteem so much better.
It does. And I'm a fatty McFat.
Oh. I saw a 300-pound woman wearing a belly shirt in there.
I
really did.
Here's the thing.
it
It's
made-
Walmart. We all have.
It made me sad. So Walmart trying to stay relevant. Why? Why? Why?
He's waited overnight at Best Buy.
Yeah, but that was when I was poor. I wouldn't do it again.
Because now you're rich.
I'm not poor.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy about your lack of poorness.
Me too.
Waiting in line for the iPhone.
Poor and better patience. I mean, never mind. No, whatever. No, I wouldn't.
Gameplay resumes.
Thank you.
Gameplay.
So Walmart's envisioning a high-tech future for all of its stores. Because they really are struggling to keep up with everybody else.
Fatty. Yeah.
So what they want to do...
I'm pot, kettle, you know,
Uh-huh.
etc.
So they filed a bunch of patents recently, and
Uh-huh.
they're trying to get a cashier-less store similar to the Amazon one, where you just walk in, put it in your basket, and it's like, scan it all, have a
Yeah,
good day.
because that's great, because you're asking people to figure out technical stuff, and
They're not doing it for the elderly generation. They're doing it for all the new ones.
No. Like, there's still plenty of stupid people there, too.
That's true.
The one thing I'm constantly amazed about in life is the endless, or seemingly endless supply of people who I am surprised have managed to navigate their way to Walmart in a complex mechanical contraption without murdering themselves or others while remembering to wear pants.
You had me at not wearing pants. Anyway.
To a cafeteria where it was all automated, like you could scan your own stuff and
Yeah.
you get a soup. There were so many menus and menus and menus and menus that people were just scanning the stuff that would scan and paying for that and walking away.
Yeah, you gotta kind of make it user friendly. If you just make it complicated and be like, and fuck this.
Why not fix the front one, Brad?
I'm working on it. We're one at a time.
He's getting around there.
I'm getting there.
So one thing is
Artistry takes time.
that's true. One thing is a smart cart. Smart cart.
Uh-huh. Wait, smart cart?
Smart cart.
What's smart cart?
It'll actually help shoppers navigate the aisles of a Walmart to find specific products. You can be like, show me a map to get to the candles.
Is there anyone at this point who has trouble finding things at Walmart? Like, here's the thing. It's like, they're all the same. They're so ubiquitous. They're all laid out the same. People have been there so much. Are people really having trouble finding things at Walmart at this juncture? Like, I truly mean that. It's like, yeah, I'm sorry. If you can't find something at Walmart, maybe you're too stupid to shop there.
That's true. Let's see.
Goes back to my previous point.
Another patent they applied for is a wearable that can track either shoppers or employees as they enter and leave the premises. Mm-hmm. Another thing is a drone that shoppers can summon with their phones.
This is gonna end well.
No, but here's the cool part. It's a drone that you can summon with your phone to guide you to a specific item that you're looking for. So if you're like, point me to the football in the sports section, the drone will just get summoned, and it'll be like...
Drone's like leading to football. Meanwhile, the guy already has a football, wings it at the drone.
Or the drone pegs that dude in the head, found football.
Oh, yeah. That feels like a whole bunch, like a lawsuit waiting to happen. I could see that happening if they suspended netting above the entire store, and then like had the kind of like zone in which like the drones operate. Like I could see that, but like, good gravy, man. I don't see it. Unlikely? Question mark.
Another is for a sensor that can detect the products that you put in your cart, which we've already kind of gone through, and another is for shelves that can sense the products that are in stock. Or if you're out of stock, it'll just auto reorder it.
Have you seen the Amazon stores, like the Amazon concept stores?
Yes. I have seen a couple
where it's
news
basically
stories
like
on
people literally just go in, they grab what they want, and they walk out, and it automatically knows what to charge them. They've opened like a sample one of those in Seattle, I believe it is.
If you put something back,
It's smart enough to know it, theoretically.
maybe put it back where it belongs.
That was one of the original issues. They have supposedly solved that.
That's good.
Which is it's pretty crazy. got good enough object recognition, so.
So we'll see what the future brings. Moving on.
The future!
Because we still have a Doug 7 to get to, but I want to plow through this because we also have coming to home theaters.
Doug! With more Doug. Don't forget the Doug after Doug.
Do you like Monopoly?
You know what?
If you play it correctly.
You know what I would like to do? I have never, ever played Monopoly with the proper rules.
To the actual end.
We should play.
I would like to play Monopoly with the actual official rules because I've never played with the whole bidding for the properties.
We should play.
We should, yeah.
Not like here, but like record.
Well, why not? Screw it.
Well, we could record it.
Do it for a midnight replay or something.
No, we're recording.
It's going to take
Yeah.
a lot longer than an hour and a half.
I don't know. Not if we bid for every property.
Yeah. So anyway, there is a new Monopoly out, and it's Mario Kart Monopoly.
That people are the pieces metal?
Maybe.
Because if the pieces are metal, people are going to be buying that just for the little metal pieces inside there.
Absolutely. You can choose from Mario, Princess Peach, Luigi, and Toad as your tokens.
Yoshi?
Not yet.
That's bullshit.
But each token has specific powers and abilities. For instance, when the Toad token player rolls a power-up boost, I'm not sure what that is because we don't have it, all players must...
Are we sure we're talking about Monopoly?
No. All players must pay them 1 coin. You can also purchase kart-themed properties, including Rainbow Road and Bowser's Castle. And when you pass go, you just don't collect kart coins. You also trigger a race where you can compete against the other players for the Grand Prix card.
How do you know?
Pat is making the stroke face.
Oh, he's already injured badly, so...
Is it a board game?
It is a board game.
Okay, you guys ready for a race? 3, 2, 1, go. I won. Sorry, you guys.
Yeah.
Well, you might just have to like roll the die to see how far you advance. I don't know. I'm speculating. Let's see.
And I'm speculating that the only after hearing that description, the only reason people will buy that is for the pieces inside if they're metal.
Yeah, maybe. But there's also going to be banana peels and shell tossing going on during these races too. So they somehow incorporated that. I want to get this just to see what it is and see how pissed off we get at it.
I'm sorry. The only action the only action in Monopoly rules that you are allowed to take, other than like the community chest and rolling the die and the hotels and all of that, is just flipping the board. That's the only thing that's allowed.
It was estimated to be available at $25, but it's actually $30 right now, and you can go to GameStop's website to get it.
I'm good.
You're not.
I have a Walking Dead version we can play.
Yeah.
It's going to hit more retailers
Does
this
that
summer.
have stupid rules too? Yeah.
New tokens, including Bowser, Donkey Kong, and Yoshi, will be out this fall.
Oh, for an additional... Oh, so it's like every other video game where they charge you extra
Yeah, you get
for the
DLC.
extra parts that used to come with it.
So instead of DLC, it would be APC.
After purchase.
Additional purchased content.
APR, additional
APR?
purchase required.
Oh, there you go.
You can just use your Monopoly pieces on a board of Monopoly.
Yes. Or you could just, play Monopoly.
Just as a point of interest, a bunch of tech giants like Google, Apple, Netflix, Microsoft, Intel, Amazon, and a bunch of others are all kind of getting behind this quote-unquote royalty-free 4K codec called AV1.
Yes.
So people don't want to pay for that, but they want to get you a lot of data, 30% less bandwidth usage.
AV1
Cool.
is very interesting. Yeah, there are many issues with... so you've heard of H.264, how a lot of videos are encoded?
Uh-huh.
Well, the new standard is H.265.
Makes sense.
And the
Next
thing of
one
it
up.
is like there are still like a lot of intellectual property rights questions surrounding that codec. Like, is someone going to come out of the woodwork later and be like, H.265 uses my intellectual property to encode it. You owe us a whole bunch of money. So the fact that a lot of these companies are kind of in that same boat and they're developing their own open source standard to, one, make it more efficient, and B, kind of circumvent that, it's quite interesting.
So hopefully it's going to just make a lot of things a lot better for a lot of people. Moving on, because I want to make sure we get to Dag.
Doug, with the Doug.
Here's my Rob story. And he's just going to groan and say it sucks anyhow.
It stinks.
So Netflix is continuing its streak of scoring major sports originals.
Yeah?
This time, they unveiled plans for a 10-episode documentary of Formula One and just an entire 10-episode season.
Like, as in the races or a documentary?
I'm not sure.
I'm going to go with documentary.
I think it's finished. It's from last year, right? I think it covers last season.
It's been a documentary on last year's Formula One season.
I think I know the results.
Rob, on a scale of 1 to 10, describe your interest level.
Yes. This is a complicated issue. Describe your interest level for us.
4 for F1.
Even if I find F1 stories, I can't make Rob happy.
That's pretty low.
What does
All
it
right.
take to make you happy?
Waiting in line.
Evidently, Jesus.
All right. Well, while we're on the subject of sports, you want to?
Oh, I just wanted to finish the
Oh,
story.
okay, go ahead.
So the series will have exclusive, quote-unquote, access to drivers, team leadership, and the league's own management, giving you a peek behind the drama beyond the track. Ooh. It's going to premiere sometime in early 19 of the 20 variety.
All right.
Doug Sports, Doug Sports.
Doug Sports, who is wearing a Christmas sweater in front of the tree, I think. Not sure. Doug, is this about Scott, what's his name from hockey?
Foster.
Is this about Scott Foster?
No.
Missed opportunity.
That is a missed opportunity.
We can still have him come out here and talk about that and the Final Four.
But who's the soccer goalie who keeps getting hit in the face?
Scott Sterling.
Scott Sterling!
The chick who is selling mattresses dressed as Goldilocks or whatever.
Uh-huh.
She's a writer on that. She's a writer for that.
Is she really?
Yeah, so you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
DNA test for your mattress.
Right.
It's like Luke Skywalker jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's part of that troupe.
Huh.
Studio C, I believe.
Yes, thank you.
Studious. Isn't that out of Brigham Young?
Yes, it is.
Isn't that out of
BYU.
Brigham Young?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
It is BYU.
Well, there you go.
BYU.
Who knew? All right.
We did.
Time for Doug Harrell!
There you go.
Opening day, baseball season. So today we're talking about the new wave. The problem is all sports are pretty much zero-sum games, which is a problem. That's coming up on Today of All Days. Rob doesn't know who St. Ignatius Loyola is, but I really need a lesson on who St. Ignatius Loyola is too. But he's got 3 Division I schools named after him: Loyola of Maryland at Baltimore, Loyola Marymount in, we'll get back to that, Loyola Chicago is obvious, Loyola Marymount is in Los Angeles. All right, baseball. So if you visit a spring training game at the Phillies home park in Clearwater, everybody's really friendly, but the place is full of Eagles fans because the Eagles won the Super Bowl. It took about 2 seconds to find the first Eagles shirt. Go Eagles! Instead of Phillies paraphernalia. And most of the crowd, that was 1/3 of the crowd. The other 2/3 are Tigers fans because we're told Florida is filled. This is true, and this is meant lovingly, not as any disrespect, that Florida at this time of year is filled with Midwesterners. So, visitors to the Clearwater Stadium to see the Phillies play their spring training game saw a pretty cool team. Now, they're supposedly a jolly, jovial team with like a high school, college attitude in their dugout, like rah-rah. That was not evident from watching the game. What was evident is the Phillies have 2 guys who have cool dreadlocks, so that's cool all by itself. You also saw, who is it, the shortstop, J.P. Crawford, the shortstop, okay, the shortstop for the Phillies, cuts all the way across the diamond, jumps in front of the second baseman, and picks up the ground ball cleanly, starts making the throw to first from about 10 yards away and says, "Wait, I'm not used to making this throw!" And he overthrew and side threw the first baseman by about 20 feet, and a Tigers run scores, and a roar goes up from the crowd that even if you weren't there and you were watching on TV, you could hear because there are so many Tigers fans and bus tours from Michigan at that game. That was awesome. The Phillies also have a manager who's really into analytics. Analytics is basically the math that gets inside the stats on baseball. For example, this is really uncomplicated, but for example, you want to sign a guy for $100 million who hits .298. And you're like, this guy hits a lot of home runs and he's got a great average. He's going to help our team. But the stats say he hits all of his home runs against the worst teams in the league. Or when his team desperately needs a run in a big situation, he does not hit home runs. So you say, hey, let's pass on this guy and go with this other guy who hits .266 but is clutch against some of the game's biggest pitchers, or gets all of his big hits when his team needs a run or two. That's analytics. Now, analytics is sweeping through baseball. This is not anti-analytics. Analytics works. The stats work. They've got cool stuff like fielding radius, which, I was hoping Rob would show us. I don't know if Rob can do his J.P. Crawford impersonation of him sweeping across the diamond and then realizing it's just is a shortstop and saying, "I don't make these throws." Fielding radius shows you a guy's range. It shows you how far to the left or the right a guy can go, how well he is at fielding balls. Who was it? Was it the Tigers or the Phillies when we were at this game? Was it the Tigers or the Phillies where the guy could not move? He had a fielding radius of, 3 or 4 inches? Remember the one guy who was like, Was there, remember? He couldn't, he didn't even dive for the ball that was nearby. Was that the Tigers or the Phillies? It might have been the Phillies. I can't remember. All right, so analytics. So they have fully embraced analytics, as it says in the game program, which we know at least a few people bought, but not all those people from Michigan. It really does say that in the game program at the Phillies games. The Phillies have fully embraced analytics. They are in on this whole hog. They have the manager, Gabe Kapler, who's supposedly a lot of fun, who's really into this math thing, and now they're going to win. They have embraced it. The problem is not everybody, well, everybody's embraced it, but not everybody has a manager who speaks and thinks and lives and breathes analytics. But a lot of teams do. A lot of teams have these same guys like Gabe Kapler. And baseball, like everything else in sports, is a zero-sum game. When the Nationals win, the Phillies lose. Everybody can't win in baseball. So you got all these analytics guys in at the same time, including Gabe Kapler, who really coolly said, you know how in preseason football you try the fumblerooski or the old hidden ball trick or something like that in preseason of football, but you'd never, ever, coaches never, ever do it in a regular season game. Gabe Kapler says everything he does in the preseason and the spring training, he will do during the regular season, including, which he did, he swapped outfielders. One outfielder had a better arm than the other, so depending on who was at bat, the outfielders would switch positions every batter. He says he'll do that in the regular season. Anyway, the point of all this is zero-sum game. There's so many analytics guys in the game. Somebody has to lose. Analytics is not going to work out well. It's not going to end well for somebody. The end.
Nice.
They do have fun, don't they?
They do.
They do indeed.
That is. So basically, the lesson we learned from Doug's sports segment is someone
Analyze
will
your
win
analytics.
and someone will lose. Is that the right takeaway, Doug?
That is correct.
Okay, let's check.
Someone wins and someone loses. Breaking news.
Well, on CNN it is. Everything's breaking news there. Anyways, hey, what else we got for tech news?
I don't know. Let's take a look. Let's see.
What time is it, like 10:02?
Give or take. I don't know how I feel about this next story.
It all depends on how much Chinese you ate. Oh, not that good. You don't feel good. You're not feeling good.
No, I had a small salad for lunch, so
That does not...
I felt hungry.
Eating a salad for lunch does not mean you can have 3 dozen Reese's for dinner.
It does mean that, actually.
Oh, well.
I saved my calories and my carbs for this.
Okay.
Anyway, in development is a live-action Street Fighter TV series. The video game realm for
You
shows...
know, I'm not sure how I feel about that either.
Yeah.
That's,
I want to be, like, that could be cool.
I want to, but in my heart of hearts, I know this is going to be a train wreck and probably won't even get picked up for the back 9.
The company behind it is called Entertainment One. They are developing this. The producers of the show were previously involved with the web series called Street Fighter Assassin's Fist.
And I've never heard of that, so that bodes.
But if you're not
Great.
in the realm of Street Fighter, you might not have ever.
I don't think anyone heard of it. It didn't get picked up. It didn't even get picked up by CISO, which is now no longer a thing.
Well, that's probably why it didn't get picked up by them.
Yeah, well, it didn't get picked up by anyone, though.
Well, that's true. The entire series is going to be based on the plot of the Street Fighter 2 game.
Uh-huh.
So you're going to have Ryu, Ken, Guile, and Chun-Li chasing down M. Bison. And they somehow become involved in the World Warrior Fighting Tournament. And then the hilarity ensues.
Yes, very funny.
Fortunately, the Team's Track that's doing this, because of their experience with the web series and everything else, suggests they'll be able to give the product the treatment it deserves. But evidently there is something called Street Fighter the Movie, the game, and it was horrible.
Awful? Yeah, yes it was. So, really the takeaway from that story is, don't get your hopes up and don't expect to see it anywhere, including the internet. Expect it to be locked away in a box somewhere and then burned. Probably.
Well, we'll see what
That's
happens.
a good bet.
Finally, before we get to coming to home theaters,
Coming to home theater.
the FCC has approved SpaceX's plan for SpaceX. Yes,
Space.
sex. It sounds a lot better than space intercourse.
Space exploration technologies? All right, yeah, that too.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
For satellite-provided internet.
I really can't wait for that. There is a huge need for that.
Yeah, but you're not going to get it.
Aw.
So,
But reasons.
SpaceX plans for a global wireless internet network provided by how many satellites, Brad? Prove to me you read it.
4,320.
Aw, 4,425.
Damn it! I was so close.
Little satellites, and it has been approved by the FCC because evidently the FCC even
Only
controls
105 off.
space and stuff. I don't know.
Well, they control the transmission
No,
of signals, so
well, screw those guys.
there you go.
So the Starlink, which they're calling a proposal,
Starlink,
Which-
Starbright.
which is at a cost of $10 billion, calls for the satellites to launch in 2 phases between 2019 and 2024. Then they will fly between 714 and 823 miles above the Earth, and they will provide a 1 gigabit per second connection. It was the commissioners of SpaceX voted unanimously to approve it. Let's see. They do have some issues to figure out, however, like exact process for dealing with space debris, because there's a shitload of shit up there. So it's like, satellite, watch out for that old Chinese something or other.
Right. Well, the thing of it is the current standards right now are that a satellite has to, by at least a 90% chance of being able to be deorbited. Meaning, like, fire thrusters in, so it fires back into the Earth's atmosphere.
Kind of like the Chinese space station.
Which will crash on April 1st, not an April Fool's.
Yeah, but where?
Good question.
They still don't know?
Still don't know.
How can they not do the trajectory on that one? It's 2 days away.
Oh, because an entire orbit of the planet's 7 hours, so they don't have it narrowed down to like the minute yet. They have it narrowed down to maybe like 12 hours,
Boring.
which is more than an entire orbit of the space station. So reasons, things,
Math.
math. Yeah, that's basically it. Math. So what the FCC's or what they're requiring is that the sheer number of satellites go. We can't have that much junk floating around up there. Like 90% deorbit. That means there's 400 up there. That's a lot. That's a huge amount, like compared to even what's up there now. So they're like, you're gonna have to do better than that. You're gonna have to deorbit like a lot more percentage.
Well, I already know where it's going to land.
Yeah,
On my house.
nailed it.
Literally, if that happens.
Yep.
So they have
I'm
to,
now looking up the Chinese space station.
There you go. So
Yeah.
you first have to figure out how to deal with space debris. Next, you have to figure out how to deal with interference from radio telescopes. Because when you're trying to transmit data and stuff back to Earth, you don't want other shit getting in your pipeline,
Right.
if you know what I mean. And how to manage the distance between all of these little proposed networks of 4,425 satellites. So these are all things that they have to overcome. We'll see how it works. Because I think they want to, they're starting to launch next year in 2019, so
Right.
you better get on it.
Looking. Let's see. Looking. What? I don't know what they're doing. So there's a gentleman named Mulhaupt who has done some analysis of where the space station is going to crash.
You know what? Mulhaupt has never lied to me.
This is from a Wired article from 6 hours ago.
Okay.
Wired.com. Mulhaupt's computer screen is something called aerospace types called a ground track. Map if Tiangong's?
Sure.
Tiangong's one's current and future path above or surface traced out in sigmoidal lines. Space station's last known position above planet is marked with a red X. Present orbit, blah, blah, blah. Going to land somewhere under the basket weave. But all the gaps in the basket are safe. So if I look closely at the map, there's a chance it could land on your house.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Like, there's a chance, or there's a chance, albeit a small one.
yeah. So yeah, no one really knows.
Taking bets. Place your bets.
Place your bets now. Oh well. Wait, your grandmother? Wait.
Years and years.
So when Skylab crashed and landed in the outback of Australia and killed a cow, actually.
Did it? I thought
It-
it landed in the ocean now. Okay.
It totally killed a cow.
Wait, is that instant steak then?
Yeah.
Because the heat from that thing re-entering the atmosphere must have been...
Well, it cools off a little bit by that time.
But you can still cook a
Your
steak.
grandmother wanted you to stay inside when
Yeah, she was
Skylab...
worried 'cause it was the same thing. Nobody knew where it was going to fall. So
Right.
She wanted us to stay. We were little, but she wanted us to stay inside.
Well, let's also give like a comparison here. Like, Tiangong's station is like 18,000 pounds or something like that. Skylab was like 150,000 pounds.
It was a lot bigger.
It's a lot bigger.
Okay.
It's huge. People are like picking like Chinese space station, like the International Space Station. Like, not even close. It's basically like, here's a tube in space.
So,
Chinese space station, tube in space. What's that?
No, I want it to fall on.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's gonna fall like one of those old Charlie Chaplin videos where like the house with the window like falls around him. It'll just be like tube, just be like Doug will just be standing there. It'll just be like thunk, and then Doug will be like peeking out his help like, "Hi guys."
well, that almost happened to you out back here when you and Rob were staring at the stars many years ago.
It's true. Yes, we don't have file footage of that right now, but
No, but it did happen.
maybe we will for next week. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have file footage of the Tiangong space station coming down next week. Rob, what do you think? You're like,
go.
I don't have that anywhere. Anyways,
Coming to home theaters!
okay.
Coming to Netflix April 1st, Along Came Polly.
Yeah, I don't know that.
Well, now you can watch it and you can see what it's all about.
Sounds boring.
Probably is. Bad Boys, Battlefield Earth, Friday Night Lights.
Decent movie, awful movie, great series or movie?
Friday Night Lights, I think that was the movie.
Well, there's a
Was it?
series.
Well, who knows.
Anyways,
Jackass 2.5,
interesting.
Mortal Kombat. Pirate-
Basically, Mortal Kombat's the only movie title you can say like someone falling off a cliff, and it sounds right.
It sounds awesome.
Yeah, like well,
Yeah, that's right.
Mortal Kombat. It's exactly like how you're supposed to pronounce it.
That's how they actually got it. They threw someone off a cliff just to
Right.
get that.
Finish him. Mortal Kombat.
Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest.
Okay.
Which I believe is the first one, right?
It's one of them.
Maybe.
It's one of the first ones.
It's a movie. Scarface, Sin City.
I watched Casino the other day.
Did you?
Yeah.
I went to a casino.
Nice.
Sin City,
Yep.
7,
Yep.
Speed Racer. I don't know if it's the new one or not, but I'm thinking.
Doesn't
it is.
really matter. They're both
Yeah. Terminator 3.
the Terminating. We've already seen it 97 times on TNT or TBS or whatever it is.
The Flintstones.
But with John Goodman
I believe so.
or the cartoon series. If it's a cartoon series, I
No,
might be
it's-
spending my weekend
it's-
doing that.
It's the actual movie, I believe.
Okay.
And the
That's
Flintstones in Viva Rock Vegas, which I believe was the sequel.
Sure.
Sure. April 15th, Despicable Me 3.
Which, by the way, like Yogi and Barney, same person. Oh wait, no, Boo Boo. I'm sorry. Yeah, Yogi and Barney, same person.
Really?
It certainly sounds. Hey, Boo Boo Bear. I don't know, Fred.
You're right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I'm sure the crack
That doesn't
team,
sound like a good idea, Fred.
the crack team is going to get
Hey,
on it right
Boo
now.
Boo. Gonna pick a nigga basket?
Now you're Top Cat.
Same person. Tomcat, Yogi, Barney. It's probably
Whatever.
the same person. He's like, nah, it's like this is the 60s. He's like, no, we want you to do the Yogi voice. Do the Yogi voice for Barney. After that, we want you to do the Yogi voice for, it's a cat. I know it's not a bear. Just do the same thing. We like it. Just keep doing it, Tom.
April 6th,
Uh-huh.
my next guest needs no introduction with David Letterman. The guest will be Jay-Z. And April 25th, I believe, is going to be the next season of Bill Nye the Science Guy. Or maybe just...
Saves the world.
I'm going to guess that it's the entire series of just Bill Nye the Science Guy. then.
Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill. no.
Yeah, because not Bill Nye Saves the World, so it might be just the original series that he did, which I already have all digitally. Coming to Hulu, April 1st, Basic Instinct, Con Air, Cool Runnings. Friday the 13th, keep this in mind because you're going to hear a lot of similarities when we get to Amazon.
Yep.
Paranormal Activity, Roxanne, Spaceballs.
Roxanne. Ooh. Wait. When will that come out?
Spaceballs?
Yeah.
April 1st.
When will then be now?
Soon.
Ooh.
Taxi Driver.
Uh-huh.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The
chainsawing.
The re-chainsawing.
The
Throw Mama from the Train and Wayne's World 2.
Party on. Excellent.
Woo, 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 woo. Coming to Amazon April 1st. Get ready for some repeats. Basic Instinct. Carrie.
Which one?
The original Carrie.
Oh, cool. John Travolta called. Woohoo! There's 10 cents.
Yay. Escape from New York. Friday the 13th. Life Stinks. Meatballs.
All right. It's a good movie.
Mystic River.
Mystic River.
Spaceballs again, so if you don't have Hulu, you can just go watch it on Amazon.
When's that coming out?
April 1st.
When will then be now?
Soon.
Okay.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. The Karate Kid. The Replacements, which was Keanu Reeves, I believe, football movie.
It was.
Still is, actually.
Yes.
Up in Smoke.
Yep.
And then Wishmasters 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Oh, it's 4-for-1 deal. And no one even wanted the first one.
No.
All right, there you go.
But it's Wishmaster, then 2 is Evil Never Dies, and 3 is Beyond the Gates of Hell, and then 4 is The Prophecy Fulfilled. So we have about 12 minutes left. Do we want to make Doug Against His Will come out here and talk about the final 4? Because I believe you said there's no way Duke will ever make it, and then Duke made it.
Doug, you want to talk about the final? Wait, Duke made it to the final 4?
No, they lost.
They lost?
Yeah.
I was about to say,
I thought they won.
I'm like, I have a picture that indicates otherwise.
Then who beat Duke then?
Kansas.
I thought Duke beat Kansas. I thought that was like the big uproar.
Well, what happened is with 2 minutes left.
Wait. Do we need another chair here?
No.
It's,
We have a tree.
Oh.
Doug can just lean on the tree.
that's true. I can throw my voice.
Yeah.
All right, well then I'll throw
Do it from the mic over there, yeah.
So Doug will
shout into
just
the mic.
use this mic, and you'll still hear it.
Ish.
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Crank it up. Yep.
So what happens is with 2 minutes left, you gave up, and then it went to overtime, and Kansas won.
Oh, that was a great story.
That's good. Tell us. It's good. Use that for Reader's Digest collection of short stories. Really short stories.
Duke's up by 1. This was totally over. And then you started doing something else.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, that'll teach you to do something else.
I wasn't doing it.
Come on. Don't you know anytime Duke has a chance to lose, it is your duty as an American to watch it and see it through to them losing?
I guess.
Yeah.
It went to overtime.
So does Loyola actually... Loyola's playing Michigan, right?
Yes.
So they've got a chance.
They do, and they have won national championships in the 60s.
Wait, Loyola...
Really? They have,
really?
1 or 2 national... Yeah, back in the 60s, seriously.
Back when, like... You're not talking the NIT, you're talking national championship.
Yeah, national championship.
Back when, like, the big turn... So, what you're basically saying is Loyola Chicago won the NIT of the 60s because the NIT used to be the tournament. That was what was considered, like, really the national championships, whoever won the NIT. And then, like, the freaking NCAA got wise and they're like, no, we're going to do our own thing. Wait, why am I talking like the comedian? Like, no, we're going to do our own thing. Who is that? John Mulaney. I'm John Mulaney.
I don't know. Wait, hold on. Our resident comedian expert. Who is that?
It is John Mulaney.
Right?
It is John Mulaney.
I don't know that one.
No? You don't know John Mulaney.
Do I know him? If I saw him, I'd know him.
It's a reasonable impression. Reasonable. All right, sorry. We'll show you after.
Okay.
All right, anyways.
Now I know who he is. Okay, now I'm on board. Worst things first, he knows how people were around for 2 weeks and now they're gone. This is riveting television. All right, so it's the curse of Loyola. Every 20 years, they wake up and contend for a national title.
But I'm just saying, they didn't actually win. They may have won the national championship, but they didn't win the national championship.
Well, that's true. Nobody had a bracket then, and there were no
Yeah.
corporate partners, they say in the trade. So, no,
And once again, they play out of Chicago, so clearly they won because of the mob.
yes.
I mean, it's the 60s. This is clearly the mob.
Actually, Boston College got in trouble for that.
Did they really?
A couple of times, I think, in the 50s and then again in the 80s, I think.
You mean the Boston Mafia had something to do with it?
So, yeah.
In the 50s?
Yeah.
The hell you say?
But a bunch of them did. I mean, I think NYU was another one. NYU got named,
Uh-huh.
I think. Who else? There were a few. Holy Cross? Yes, that one.
Yeah, well, yeah, they just get together and they just traded like the mafioso championship around.
By the way,
You don't be ashamed if you didn't shave some points off.
I sincerely apologize if I named schools that were not involved in that scandal. It was
They probably.
It was an honest thing to do.
It was so long ago; they're all dead. No one cares.
That was the 50s. And then Boston College had a point shaving thing in the 80s, and then again in the 90s. But that was football.
What about the 2000s? There's still time. So year still starts with the 2. Hey, what do you think of that whole Scott Sterling? What the hell's his name? Scott Foster.
The goalie who was an accountant.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit. It's probably a little. It's a fun story, but it's not like this guy was like some rube. He did play like 4 years at like a hockey college.
Well, that was the thing. Backup goalie stories are big in the
Yeah.
NHL because it's usually like the team like bookkeeper or somebody who plays in a beer league. But yeah, like you said, he played 4 years at a Division I college.
Truth be told, though, at that college, his goals against average and his save percentage were garbage.
Oh, really?
It was. He had like a 3.44 goals against average and like a .875 like save percentage in college.
He's
like,
also 36, which meant he should have been cramping up.
Yeah, so that is actually impressive. At 36, he actually did that. He did that well. But apparently he because he won like an open tryout to like be like the emergency backup goalie.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, because he was an emergency backup. I mean, if the other guy gave up 10 goals, he was going to stay in. Those guys never see any action. But
Right.
the other guy was cramping so badly that he had to come out.
Or yeah, you see like the other guy leave the ice. He's basically being like dragged off the ice because he can't move.
Well, also because, and this is the thing, this is not like a total Cinderella story.
Uh-huh.
When they make the movie, they'll like whitewash this.
Uh-huh.
But that guy was making.
It's hockey. How can it get any whiter?
He was making his NHL debut.
Uh-huh.
So I'm sure he called all his friends and his family, and they were all in the stands, and it's like, oh my God, my baby is making his NHL debut, and he's in front of Chicago.
Cramps.
And he's
Cramps.
but then all
Cramps.
of a sudden,
What a bullshit thing
on
too.
my side, oh my knees, something hurts so bad.
Right.
No, leave me on the ice. Don't send me back to Rockford.
Right. You know what it was? Once again, mafia point shaving. He saw like the guy in the crowd who was like, and he was like, oh, cramps, oh God.
It hurts.
It was just a race to his car in the parking lot. That's all it was.
So this sounds like a small number, but they were just, the 4th team ever to use 2 goalies who were making their NHL debut.
I think it was only the 3rd in the modern era.
There you go. See?
I think the last time it happened, was 1979 and 1980.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. Then the last time before that was like the 50s or something like that.
I thought that was really cool, because what are the odds? You, rookie, you suck. You, other rookie, get in there. Make your NHL debut. But that was really cool.
It was crazy.
Except for the other guy who's now probably on a bus back to Rockford.
No, that other guy's planning on like the backup goalie is basically going to be the starter, but because like the other goalie like actually got hurt, he's out for like they have like 3 or 4 more games, right?
Yeah.
So that backup and the Blackhawks are out of the playoffs. They're not, whatever. So that backup is playing. My question is who is the backup? Like who? Well, or basically the backup. Like are they going to be like screw it, Scott Foster, you're coming with us? And he'll be like the actual backup goalie for like the last 4 games.
That'd be awesome. I'd love to see that.
I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility because why not,
Well, plus, I'm wondering 2 things. The first is, since he's playing, these guys never usually play. I mean, it's usually
right.
Here's a jersey and you can sit on the bench and enjoy it and live it up. But he actually played minutes.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Now they have to pay him. I don't know whether it's a
Well,
game per diem or, I mean,
well, they signed him. They signed him to like a 1 game. It was like a try. Essentially, what it is like a tryout contract. And I don't know like how that jives within the players' union or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Who knows?
Here's the other thing.
Yeah.
Don't feel sorry for the other guy unless his dad hates him, because the guy who cramped up during his NHL debut when he was winning by 4 goals and couldn't possibly lose now, and then cramps hit.
Right.
He's the heiress to a Canadian department store chain fortune.
Is he really?
Yes, his father owns a
So was that guy like, listen, all right, it's the third period. I now have this win in the record books, and he's like, fuck it, I'm out.
Assistant regional manager.
Right. He's like, I played an NHL game. I can now show my face in Canada again, and I'm out.
He had a
No,
perfect,
wait. Sorry, he's from Canada. I'm out. Out.
but he did have a perfect record while in the NHL though.
He did, yeah.
7 for 7 and
Yeah,
saved.
actually, yeah.
So,
He would have gotten the win. Actually, he was winning when he left, so he got the win.
they're the goal.
The starter.
Who is it? Where is it that it defines like who's winning? Is essentially whoever starts the game. If they're still winning at the end, you got to play a certain amount of minutes.
If he leaves and he has a lead and that lead holds up,
Right.
So he left with what, a 6-2 lead, and
Yeah.
it finished 6-2, so he's
Yeah.
the winner. The other guy just cleaned up.
Yeah, there you go. All right, still
He
cool.
just held down the fort.
Yep. Now I am really curious, like what they are going to do for the final games. Like, are they going to get like? Because they literally like they called up this backup goalie from like the ECHL, which is like single A baseball in hockey.
Yes.
You know truth be told, though, that goalie did an excellent job because he faced a ton of shots from a playoff-bound Winnipeg Jets team.
Well, yeah, he faced professionals.
Yeah.
I think he faced 7 shots, but they were professionals.
No. I'm talking about the goalie before him.
Oh, the guy, yeah.
Yeah. He got called up from the ECHL, which, like I said, is like minor, like the single A of hockey, and but like that was like, where are they gonna go? Like, are they just gonna be like call up like Sean Burke out of retirement or something like, or what?
What's with you in that name? That's a callback.
Well, it's Whalers, so that's not the only goalie name I know.
Wow, holy
Yeah.
moly. That's a callback.
Yeah.
Nice job.
But he played until he was like 40.
Oh, that's right, second Whaler references from the same game.
Yeah, he played like till he was like 40. Which, by the way, Kevin Dineen, assistant manager
Kevin
for.
Dineen was
Yeah.
part of that game. He
Yes.
was an assistant coach for the Black. Wow.
Yeah, he is.
Very well played.
Which, funny enough, the coach on the other team, Winnipeg Jets, Paul Maurice, was the former Whalers coach.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay, I didn't know he was the coach now.
Whalers all around. There you go.
I'm off the Jets since
Yeah.
Ron told me he was the wrong Jet.
Yeah, no.
Aw.
So Winnipeg Jets, literally both sides of the bench. Crazy. Anyways, funny. I saw the other. It was like Paul Maurice. I'm like, well, he got old.
The Ford holder.
What time we got?
There's about 2 minutes left.
All right, cool. So I guess
Maybe
it's time
3.
for what we learned today. What we learned today. Hey, Jay.
Did you just make a song?
I actually copied it from something else.
It was-
Royalties.
What's his name? The D. Snyder
Yes.
from the morning.
Callback.
Yes. Yes.
Wow, callback. You actually recognize that? Wow.
I've learned that no matter how third or fourth rate you are, one day you can make it big.
Does this mean at some point we're gonna get like the call up to host like, can you guys do the Tonight Show? Like,
If Jimmy needs us,
Jimmy's been hit by a car and James Corden got into a car accident
That's right.
with Jimmy Fallon because he was doing car phone karaoke, whatever the hell it is.
car phone karaoke.
That's why he got into the accident,
That's
because it
why.
was car phone karaoke.
Oh, God.
He was on the phone, telephone pole. Behind that telephone pole, Jimmy Fallon. He's out with a broken leg.
And we've been
And
stealing.
then they try and bring what's his name? They try and bring David Letterman out of late night, but then he trips on his beard and hurts his shoulder.
No, he's already got a contract
Yeah,
with Netflix,
something
so he
like
can't
that.
do
So
it.
then they call us.
So they say, well, we've been watching your show and borrowing ideas for so long. Why don't you just come to the
Why
big
don't you
leagues?"
just come? Yeah, come down here.
We figure the two of you can equal one Jimmy Fallon.
That's well. I think I'm 2 Jimmy Fallon right now.
Ooh, then I'm 2 also.
Yeah,
Maybe
well,
3.
between us, we're just 4 Jimmy Fallon.
We're 4 times as funny, if not funnier.
Yeah, because fat is funny. That's
That
what
is
I've been
true.
told. Like, you look at those shows. Like, who's the funny person on those shows? The fat people. We are super freaking funny.
Name one person that was overweight, funny, then got skinny and was still funny. I don't think you can do it. He was not funny after he got thin.
Got nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have to be fat to be funny.
Fat to funny.
Fat to funny. The fat to funny ratio, there should be a...
I don't know. I think John Mulaney is
He's not
pretty
fat.
funny.
Yeah, but he's not fat.
No? All right. Well, there you go.
There's a ratio.
Well, he didn't get skinny. Well, he was always skinny.
He's always skinny. You know what?
Yeah.
Screw him for being skinny.
Yeah. Trying to think. Who else? What about Andy Kaufman? Was he ever?
Will
was he
Sasso,
ever?
when he got thin, he just... The funny
Was
just
Andy
dropped.
Kaufman ever fat? No.
Nah.
What? You didn't like it? Cliff? What the hell was it? Who was it? That character?
Meh.
Latka?
No.
Are you talking
What? The guys there with the sunglasses and the makeup and whatever it was.
The Blues Brothers?
No, his alter ego.
Oh, Tony.
Oh, Tony Clifton.
Yeah.
Tony Clifton.
Fine.
Played by Jim Carrey. Wasn't funny either. Not funny.